Poet. All right, guys. So I am live. I'm here, and just want to feel all y'all out there in the crowd tonight. How we doing? How we doing tonight? Hallelujah. So sorry about your eardrums if I just broke them, but I uh, I was struck today by something. I don't think anyone will appreciate it, other than maybe one, maybe two of you, maybe three if you're European. Uh, and that would be that. Yeah, I think that Jim Morrison, when he was starting to lose his marbles and he was the Lizard King and all that stuff in the late 60s, early 70s, when he was doing the Mr. Mojo Rising and the whole his poetry stuff with the child fragile young eggshell mind, blah blah blah, cracked on the highway, clouds. What I don't remember how it goes. Anyways, there's blood in the streets of town of Chicago. Do 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 that one. It made me think, and maybe you'll have to know both references to understand what I'm saying. But Corey Feldman, has anybody seen Corey Feldman's recent stuff? Because I think that Corey Feldman and Jim Morrison would have gotten along really well. Like Corey Feldman now, not when he was like famous, and well, he's arguably more famous now. I want to give a shout out when I give speeches, whether they're digital, whether they're non-existent, or whether they are in person. I like it when I get club merch from around the country. At some point, I think I want to frame like a bunch of shirts, although then I can't wear them. But I want to frame a bunch of shirts at some point. I'll frame like a heap of them, and I'm going to like put them up in the fish room. Like I need like a waterproof frame kind of thing so that the humidity doesn't make them go all, yeah. Um, so yeah. Yeah, Corey has gone through some stuff for sure. I agree. Yeah. How's everybody doing though, by the way, on this fine Friday? Andrew, what's up? Coro, what's up? Coro is, man, he is just on it like white on rice. Drifters Workshop, what's up? Hola amigo. Dean Stevenson, Cheryl Smith, OC Urban Gardener, Drifters Workshop, 3G Gar, that's just like a nice, straightforward name. I like that. Aquarium Fantasies. Ben Chester, good to see you, buddy. Michael Myers, good to see you, I guess. I mean, it's as good as it can be in October to see Michael Myers. Vaughn Lurker, Lake Missoula Aquatics, Ray of Sunshine. Good to see everybody. Yeah, Andrew, thank you, buddy. Yeah, love the shirt. There was a mix up where it must have gotten sent somewhere in between and they lost it because I just got it 2 days ago and I didn't have the heart to say anything because I was like, oh, I know he said it was going to be there like a week ago, but I think like the post office it came in this haggard bag, but the shirt is good. It's all good. Howdy from the Keystone Clash. Oh, yeah, I forgot this is the Keystone Clash weekend, you guys. So I have a shout out that I wanted to let y'all know about. And yeah, happy to see you too, Mike Myers. So it is that Aquatic Arts, the manager of Aquatic Arts, hit me up right before this stream. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to put out a sale. And it's going to be literally everything that's blue on our website is going to be 10% off. That's the baseline. But then your subscribers and anybody who signs up for our newsletter, which you guys don't need to sign up for their newsletter. You got me. You don't have to sign up for that spamminess. You can just enter FISHTORY 10 at checkout or FISHTORY 15. I am so sorry. All the info is in the description. And then anything that is 10% off because it's blue. And also there's a link to the blue thing on the Discord. Yes, the Discord is up and 127 of you have found it so far. So thank you. Welcome. Let's make it what you want to make it. I mean, we will have lots of threads going at the first level. I wanted to make it $1.99 or $1 even. their first level that I can even choose ever since this this Apple Store feud thing started is $2.99 because they charge $3.99 on Apple Store, and Apple Store products are 30% more than Android Store products. So if you go to discord.com or you download the app itself and sign up through that or through the Android or a desktop, you will pay less. Like it's $27 for the $20 tier. So I want to warn everybody with an iPhone that they're kind of, I mean, same with Netflix and Hulu. You're going to pay 30% more on those. So, yeah, I was going to say, warning to everybody who uses the Apple products, they just take the 30% off the top and they want to keep making the money. But what's changed is they've made it so it can't be such a cheap amount that it's $1 or $2. They want a cut still for all those platforms. And so, yeah, actually, oh, it came to plus tax on Apple actually came to $29. So instead of 19.99, it comes to 29 or over depending on your state and country. Don't pay that way if you can help it. Poor Andrew figured that out the hard way. But same with the low tiers. And I can't even make a tier for $1. Like some people are grandfathered into that on Discord, but that's what it will be. And it was the same exactly. Yeah, First Class Fish. It was the same for the YouTube browser. So when I set up my memberships, the cheapest I could go was $1.99. Then they changed it to 99 cents for a while, and now I think it's back to $2.99. So I'm not sure how it's all working, but like you get locked in depending on when you set yours up. And I'm kind of bummed by that, but hopefully the $2.99 won't be like so crazy expensive that you guys don't think it's worth it. I'm really trying to bring you guys stuff that we couldn't talk about before too, because I also want to cover on this channel things like I've always covered. So this will be the 6th year in a row that I'm going to talk about $20 a month. That's the highest tier you could ever back for me. I've got a free level where you can chat and hang out and post pictures. I've got a $2.99 level, which is where you get access to all the resources, all the main threads. I mean, that's the level that you really get pretty much everything, other than on the $5.99 level, then there's, I will do case analysis. So if somebody has a tank and it melts down on them and they're like, this is what happened, here's pictures, here's a video, I will be like, giving a play-by-play of what happened probably, and then we can get input from anybody who is a experienced member in the hobby. Do I take rolls of pennies? I sure do. If you want to mail me a roll of pennies for your yeah, I can do that. I look like a skinny version of Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons was skinny. Wait, am I thinking of the right person? Isn't Richard Simmons the guy who does like the lights get fat? That guy? Honey?
Yes.
Yeah. And hello, my dear. My wife is home. Yeah. I think I look like a fat version of Leonardo DiCaprio, which is basically Leonardo DiCaprio circa 6 months ago, depending on the role he's in. Something along those lines. I get that a lot more. But sure, Richard Simmons, that'll work. And then there's some other YouTuber that people always say I look like a certain version of that guy. But I don't know. I can't call it. But anyways, I wanted to just shout out that and also save you guys some money if you're on the Apple platform. If you guys buy things through the Apple Store, don't. Go through the Android store if you can help it, or go through whatever the app or service is. Download that itself or from its website, and that will be much cheaper. Well, 30% cheaper plus some degree of tax. But yeah, And like I said, I'm not doing a level like a lot of people have done on Discord where there's like $100 or a $50 level. My highest level is $20, and what that's gonna get you, if you're curious about it, is that will get you access to me. So basically, you can ask me questions directly. I'm gonna check it a couple times a day, and the 4 hours I usually spend in the comments that I'm not managing to get to everyone's comments anymore. I'm going to still spend time on that, like 2 or 3 hours, but I'm going to spend a whole, hour or whatever I have left over, but definitely an hour on the Discord so that folks who are really feeling an emergency will see it. How much for OnlyFans? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. If you guys want to see my naked fish, well, I mean the naked fish that I own. That sounds better, right? Yeah, we can get into that, but I think you're gonna actually see that free tonight. I think you guys are actually gonna see my new Apistos. I got some Vieja Red McMasterized. I hope Mick is in here because I think I got a female and a male, but it might be a sneaker male. So we'll see. But so yeah, the main thing is if you want access to all the past episodes, to my sources, to like rundowns and tutorials on things, to vetted publications in different languages translated, index things like Google Scholar stuff whenever I make an episode, and I've got all this stuff that I've accumulated, and usually I link it in a citation, or I don't even share it at all because nobody asks. I want to try to have that available as a running log now, of what we're covering, and that way people who are doing their own research, people who have questions, people who want to say, Alex, I don't think that's true, they can go check for themselves on the peer-reviewed science that we put up there. And yeah, don't forget to double tap the screen if you like it. If you don't like me, then don't. Go do something that you enjoy with your life more. Hello, Cheryl. And Fixin Toka, hello. I probably said that terribly wrong. But I want to show you guys something really quick. Turn it around so the people can see. Turn it around. I know this is really janky, but that blue sail I was talking about, there's a link in the for everyone section of the new Discord, which there's a link to the Discord in the description of this video. Or you can just search FISHTORY exclamation point in the Discord. But look at this. So right now we have these beautiful electric blue Charax, or actually they're not Charax, they're Procambrius alani, blue crayfish. They're marked down 20% right now. Well, if you use code FISHTORY 15, you will get another 15% off of that. On these ones, Neon Tetras, they are marked down from $6.99 or to $6.29. I think that's for 3, I would guess. Yeah, that's for 3. Super cheap. So that's like $2 a fish, but instead of paying that, you will be paying 15% less than that if you use the code. Same with the vampire or viper shrimp. I've never heard it called a viper shrimp, but that's interesting. There are also the cardinal tetras on here. I believe, is it 3 or 5 you get? It's a school of 3. These are the Project Piaba ones, I believe. I think they started doing that. So those are basically about 4 something a fish that way. The sky blue shrimp, and it looks like you can even get breeder packs in here, but they're going to be even cheaper than that, down in the $6 range. Also the blue dwarf, Mexican blue dwarf crayfish, now they'll be like $9.99 or $8.99 for you guys. The Praecox Neon Dwarf, Kochu Tetras, which are beautiful. Also these Blue Dream Velvet Shrimp, they're going to be another like So they'll be like what, $7.99 or something like that instead of $10.99. And then the green, blue, emerald shrimp, which this is the line I have. They stay super blue. This is a good deal. On the Stiphodon Cobalt Blues, $10.99. You take another 15% off. They're usually 12 to 15 bucks most places. Don't sign up for the newsletter. You don't have to. It'll probably prompt you to, but just enter my code and you can avoid that if you want to. If you want the newsletter, then you can do that, but you won't get my 15% off. You'll get the other 10% off. But also, Blue Panda Dwarf cichlids, the Apistos. These are a great Apisto, one of the best beginner Apistos. Only $11.69, but you get another 15% off on top of that. Also, the Cherax Blue King Kong Zebras. These are another insane creature. They get big. They're like lobster size, but you can get a male or a female for, well, females, $2 more apparently. Or I think you can get the pair. Yeah. So the pair's $100, but you would get another 15% off that. Also, the turquoise, 3 of the turquoise rainbow fish. Those are really, really beautiful. Blue Panchax killifish. That is one that I bet will go very fast. And then the red and blue Columbia tetras. They get big. They're a big tetra, but they can also withstand usually cooler water, if I recall correctly. Let's see. That's for a 3-pack. Let's see. Yeah, so they can have all, like 72 is part of their natural range, which really means like 68 or so is part of their natural range. Also, the blue gourami also in there. So anyways, there's all that. And then beyond all that, what they also have in Aquatic Arts, you can still use the code FISHTORY 15, all caps, and you can still get these other things that aren't marked on sale. But if it is marked on sale up here, like in green, you will get that sale price plus our 15% off. But I mean, some of their shrimp are looking really good right now. They're getting some really high quality shrimp in. And they also have the packs. They also have these, which I don't know how they still have any left. Oh, there's only 6 left. That's how. But these things are incredible. These calico shrimp that are new to Germany, well, they got some. And they're going to be breeding them in-house. So whoever gets those, good on you. Same with these new yellow Riley or Riley shrimp. Only $4.99. That's a pretty crazy deal. Yeah, they already sold out of some of the other color morphs. But yeah, check them out. They've also got lots of crabs usually. These semi-aquatic or terrestrial crabs they have. Yeah, exactly. Look at these vampire crabs. The Geosarma ones are pretty cool, and they've got a good number. Oh my gosh, look at how cute the little Borneo crab is. I want this Borneo crab in my mouth. I mean, in my tank. I mean, he'd be delicious. Look at him. He's so cute. Look at that face. He looks like, if you guys have seen Men in Black, when she goes, "Congratulations, it's a squid." That's what that looks like, I swear. Okay, guys, so one more reminder, because I'm going to be, saying it forever. We've got the new FISHTORY Discord, and it is up. It's literally, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Enhance. So it's just FISHTORY. The picture on it is me for now, just so y'all can find it. Probably change that later. We're going to add emojis. We're going to add a bunch of stuff, but I want it to be a democratic process, and I want folks to get a chance to hear about it and get on board. A couple hundred of you have already done so. You can sign up. Like I said, the $2.99 membership is the one where that gives you access to the majority of the stuff. If you want to write me personally and like basically have me at your beck and call, that's this one here, because everybody has been doing that through my personal messengers. And while I love you guys all, I don't have time and I haven't been making enough videos. So I want to get back on making videos. And then this middle ground is more like voting on what to cover next. If you have video suggestions, that will get added to the list from this. Also, there is the breakdown of if your tank crashes. We'll do rundowns on that and then cover it over here. And then probably for everybody at the $2.99, the thing that I want to cover more that I haven't been able to cover the way I would truly like to cover it is things like when I do the economic breakdown for a year. How old is the laptop? It's old. Okay, it's an MSI. It's real old. I need to get a new laptop, but I keep having my body fail on me. And I have like 30 grand in medical bills. So I don't have the money for a laptop. I don't even have top teeth right now, as you guys probably know. I got it. Yeah, mindless self-indulgence. Yes, they are a good band, despite the lead singer maybe being a creep, which shouldn't surprise anyone by his lyrics. But anyways, uh, yeah, yes, this laptop does have an AARP card. Yes, it is a card carrying member, as am I. You know, you can join AARP at any age over 18, and then you can get access to their discounts on dental insurance. That's why I did it. uh, Long hair suits very swish. Well, thanks. I think it's a mess right now, and I'm sure my wife would say, cut that hair. And yeah, it's getting pretty long, you know. Plus, like, it can't decide what color it is. I feel like it used to be blonde, and then it got really dark, and then it's like, no, actually, we're gonna turn gray on you now, or like clear. And yeah. Mohammed, hello, how are you? Trademark, hello. I like that you have the little trademark thing. Shave it. Yeah, I could shave it. I could shave it, do a mohawk. I'm kind of fat for a mohawk though, you know. I think a little bit. Cut that hair, Coro says. Yeah. Um, what I was gonna say, that's her voice, Von Lurker. um, yeah, that's her voice. No, she sounds more like Marge Simpson. I'm just kidding. No, she has a lovely voice. She sounds like an angel. Like, have you guys ever heard angels speak? That's what my wife sounds like. Except when she's mad, then she sounds like a demon. Um, Pre-gray embrace that it grows, man. Yeah, you know, I am. I'm a little worried about this receding hairline here. I don't know. Is it receding or do I just do this a lot? Don't know. I've had it for a long time on both sides. But, you know, it's kind of like little dotted lines for where to do the mohawk, I must say. Anyways, so piano shorts. Hello. I wanted, and Skipper, good to see you, man. I can't find the Discord for you. I don't know how to find it. So you can either go to the description of this video or my last live stream or the last video I posted. It will be the first link in that. Or actually today's video, it's the second link because I put the aquatic art sale that's going on this weekend where our channel viewers get 25% off, or even in one case, I think it's 35% off. So crazy. But yeah, so yeah. And then it's also just if you're looking for it on Discord, FISHTORY exclamation point. Hopefully you can find it. A lot of others have found it, but a lot of people have also clicked on it. There's a free level that's just chat right now, and you know, we can build things out and add things as needed. But I'm going to basically in this first month be looking for more mods on for certain sections kind of thing. So like if somebody feels like they want to run the home show section, and we have like sharing for all of our aquariums and our fish, or the tips and tricks for breeding. Of course, I'm going to put my input on that, but you guys, I want everybody to contribute who feels like they have something to teach. Even if you're not teaching me, if it's something useful that you've put together or an infographic or, you know, just a cool little thing like that you, a reference thing that you use, whatever it may be, like a genetics sheet for, you know, bettas or for shrimp, whatever it may be like that. I want this to be a community where we share all of that and build off of that. And basically, if we can get that going, nobody who wants to help out is required to spend any amount of time, a day or a week or a month. It's just like if you have a pet project or desire to be a part of a certain aspect of this, or you have an idea for like, you know, what video that I'm gonna make is I want to do one. Let's go look at fish because you guys know what I look like. But I'm gonna do one on reading substrate. So reading substrate, we could go in and we would look at substrate, and I will tell you what happened by looking at a HD, high def, high resolution version of the layers of stratification and what's going on. And I can literally tell you, oh, a big plant was here. This is what the iron line does because the plant with the big giant roots sucks up the iron out of this iron line and sulfur line, which is also the anoxic line. So there's stuff like that. It's like palm reading. You're exactly right. You can tell where light hits an aquarium by where the cyanobacteria is in the anoxic layer versus the oxygen-rich layer. But yet over here, ta-da, there's almost nothing. And there's a tiny little bit right here. Well, that's just because this is the front of the tank, the corner that gets the most light. But over here, it gets light indirectly and from this tank. And so, ta-da, it's all covered. Also, this tank gets light directly across from here. Boom. So you can tell a lot. And also we can tell there's an anoxic layer and a bacterial layer forming here. A new one because of how thick the mulm and moss is. It's preventing oxygen exchange. But stuff like that. So we're going to do basically rundowns talking of like what is going on in an ecosystem, what it is you're looking for that's occurring, and how you can read these things and understand what's changing in your tanks, what's going on, what's going right, what's going wrong, what to look out for, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, I got a lot of these little guys. Moonlight Aquatics has these incredibly beautiful, in my mind, they look like little plecos. These incredibly beautiful little, let's get light on them better. These little autosynclus that have this cool marble pattern. They're only $12.99 through them. The wet spot had them, I think it was $18.99. And at Aquarium Co-op and at Aquarium Zen, they had them for $22 and $25.99. So Moonlight Aquatic is selling them, and he brought in 500 of them from China. He's selling them right now for $12.99. They are a really cool, kind of rare autosynclus. Kokama is their Latin name, I believe, compared to the normal autosynclus with the big black stripe. But they're really cool. I'm going to try to breed them. I might need to get a hill stream kind of flow going, and probably not in this tank. So I'm just kind of debating what I want to do with that. Then, you know, I've got the Guppy project, and we've got the little autosynclus, the minis in here, but those have kind of hit the deck and hidden from me ever since I put them in here, to be honest. Also, my albino L333, the little pleco, he kind of disappeared on me too. So I don't know where they went. Probably back by the minimal flow of that filter. But yeah, these guys are really fun. And I just wanted to shout them out because they're not in stock most of the year. They're wild caught. And they've only been bred in captivity a very few times. But it is possible. It's just they're not a common auto. But they work really well at eating algae. I've literally been leaving this light on 24/7 several nights so that they will have enough biofilm and algae to graze off of. And I've been adding Bacter AE into this tank, which kind of makes the plants a little dingy, like the leaves of the boost back there. But then it gives them something to eat because they were eating off the Bacopa and off of the Ludwigia, and they've got that stuff like crystal clean. I mean, it's cleaner than a plate after, 14-year-old boy comes back from soccer practice to dinner. That was a weird, weird thing to say, Alex. So, anyways, let's go look at the new fishies. I got two new fishies. And also I'm trying to reorganize some things, and this is the new man in the house. He is a McMasterI Episto, and he is a red shoulder Vieja, but not a Vieja. They just call them that, Vieta or Vieta. McMasterI is like the color form, and hopefully I got a female, but I don't know. That's why I need Mick. I need Mick to help me. He is my Episto master, and I'm hoping that I got the female. She was really, really not colorful when I got her here, like when I bought her, and now it's getting very, very colorful. And this male here, I mean, I'm still seeing the color in the tail of only this one and the blue in the face, whereas that one doesn't really have those traits. But I don't know. I think it looks female too, that one back there. I think she's a female. She's got a lot more yellow and not so much red. And her dorsal fin, the top fin, does not come back pointy past the tail or to the length of the tail. It ends way before the tail. So I'm hoping that those are all good signs. They have been going into this little thing just in the last few days. So I'm hopeful, or in the last 2 days, I should say. So I'm hopeful. Now, if you recall, there used to be some other dwarf cichlids in here. I'm still feeding these guys scuds, and they're still living with the Chinese dwarf white-cheeked dragon. And I'm still feeding them the grass shrimp and the scuds and paramecium out of here. Paramecium, all that white stuff, is really good for like baby bettas and stuff. Yep, they're going back to their corner. And then they see these guys who already had babies too. There's the female right there. Here's the male. These are Maha Chiensis. There's another male Maha Chiensis right there, but he is the subdominant one. So he doesn't flare or anything. Only this one does. And boy, is he a beauty, as he's gone over the year mark, and now he's flaring at me. He's crazy. Vieja is a very rare species. A morph of McMaster got called Vieja wrongly 20 or 30 years ago. Thank you, Mick. See, this is why I need you. That's what I was saying. They were labeled the red shoulder Vieja McMasteri in that order from the wet spot, which is generally a pretty good place. But I know that name, the Vieja, gets thrown around so often and is wrong so often. So I don't know what to call these guys specifically. I'm guessing they're just some red morph of the McMasteri. But I wanted to know what the correct name is, if you happen to know, Mick. Thank you, Robs, and thank you for the super chat, my brother. Dr. Pepper Cherry is what I'm working on tonight. Also, check this out. This fish has like this crazy red mark on its tail. It looks like it's a bruise, but I don't know. I mean, I think that's what it is. It's a bruise, but I don't know. It's red, and it was bright red at first, and now it's getting kind of like a dried blood red color or crimson. But none of the other ones have it, of my Skull Island, or Skull Creek rather, not Skull Island. That would be way more epic. My Skull Creek, and these are, I'm totally blanking on their actual name. These got, Solhuensis. There we go. Yeah, maybe it's a hickey. Maybe this other male here has been giving hickeys really hard to that female. I don't know. But hopefully it's nothing communicable. That would be lame. And then these guys are doing well. So I've been feeding them a ton of scuds, and look at all the color. Remember how they were white when I first got them? Now they're basically orange, which is really fun to see them change color like that. The white cheek goby, dragon goby from China. China. And this is their tank they've been eating out of. They've been eating the pink and just the scuds that have a little bit of color, whereas the red scuds we're saving over here, blah blah blah. And red scuds are in the crab tank, which basically there's a panther crab that's under there. I hate him. He's useless. He's gotten big, and he just yeets anything that comes into his territory, and then he hides under the sand in that pit in the corner. He's really lame. But these guys, I'm enjoying my Liberty Mollies. Hopefully I'll move them soon. I almost thought, guys, I still haven't done anything with this big tank. And I've got this big tank, and I got to do something with it. Do I move my red-headed, red-humped earth eaters? These Shodentai geophagus? Do I move their colony in there? I don't know. And this guy, he's long outwore his welcome. He stopped eating algae years ago. He's like 7 years old. This guy, or gal, I'm guessing, because it never got big. I mean, it's big. It's 6 inches. That other guy's like 8 inches. This Corridora is like 3.5 inches. Giant. But these guys, I think this male is full grown almost. He's about, I don't know, size of from the crook of my hand to the end of my finger, if he stretches out along here, like in here. But he's getting fatter now, and he's getting the hump on his head and the red. Sometimes he's real pretty. I know there's a lot of glare today at this time of day, but they're kind of cool. I was thinking for a while about doing earth eaters in here, but I want something that takes up the space, like the height. And so that made me also think, well, why don't I do a waterfall? So I was thinking about doing a splash zone with gobies, and then like, but I don't know, maybe that's a waste too, because then I'd have like this much with nothing in it. I'm just so torn, you guys. I don't know what to do. The other thing I was thinking is a really tannin-rich tank, like a amber-colored tank with either rasboras or just a whole bunch of like tetras, or a whole bunch of rasboras and barbs and loaches, like this tank but bigger. And on that note, here are the other cichlids, my smallest cichlids. Well, along with the checkerboards, but there's the female, there's the male. They're in this new tank over here. I don't know how they like it yet. They seem to be colorful still. They're in with the rosy loaches, and they're in with the 6-banded barbs, and the arc pencilfish, as well as the hovering loaches. And yes, I always say it, but it's like the one thing I'm proud of in the fish room right now, is that I have breeding hovering loaches. There's a real skinny young one, but there's a healthy male right there, a fat and sassy male. And the females, here comes a female, I think. Is that a female? Nope, that's another healthy male. But there's about, I don't know, 15 of them in here. They just hide a lot. And they all kind of look the same if you don't know what you're looking at. They all just look like, oh, it's a striped fish with a like little gold tail. But I really like those guys. They've become one of my favorite fish in the fish room, because they will straight up eat scuds. They'll eat scuds off the glass. They'll eat them if I drop them into the tank. I mean, it's great to see. And so do these barbs. I don't know if it's because they're together and they're like learning. I'm learning. And, that's why they're doing it. Or if these guys really just love scuds and planaria. Because they'll eat planaria like no other fish eats planaria. A lot of fish will eat one or two, and then they kind of like spit it out, or, their stomach acid stings fish. And these guys don't even act phase. There's a good big female coming through. And they don't even act phase. They just eat them like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you can put like 5 or 6 in at a time. And they'll just gotta catch them all. They eat them all. There's another little male. Yeah, and then these guys, these little snake skin, or whatever you want to call them, they're the six-banded Cambodian, or I don't know, Punjabi barb, whatever you want to call them. Basically the Pethia, I think, genus, but they're pretty cool too. And then I've also got the glass guppies doing their thing. We got a betta that's in a tank with a female right now. These two are paired up. And then we've got the emerald, blue-green emerald shrimp in here. We've got more of the Malawa shrimp in here, and too many snails, but that's okay because we've got the Amazon puffer in the other room. So all those snails will just go to feeding him, so I no longer care if I have too many snails, like in here. Not a worry. I don't know why they're all hanging out at the top. Is it too hot for them? Hold on, guys. Let me set this down and feel their water. I don't think it's too hot. I don't know why they're all doing that right now. Maybe they're just eating like a biofilm. Yeah, that's what it is. You can see the biofilm. You can see the protein film on the water here. You can see when I touch it with my finger, it kind of spreads away. That's a lipid layer or a protein layer, so it's fat and protein. They're eating it. FISHTORY, the red hump is Steindacheri. Thank you, David. You are totally right. I got that mixed up. I was thinking of Shodentai puffers, and you are totally right. Steindacheri is the name of these little fellas. These are the red hump Steindacheris. Thank you, David. Kara, good to see you. Baby Shark Lady, hello. Ba-ah-oh-ah, hello. Oh, why is their air is barely going? I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna have to turn that up. I was gonna turn back on their flow probably soon, but this tank has been filterless for so long, and I just keep water in this, like enough, you can see the water line right here, but just to keep the filter media going, it's got an air stone, and then the tank has an air stone. But when I had the fry in here, they were scared of the first round of babies these guys had. They aborted, they ate them. And so, yeah, I was like, I guess they don't like that much flow with the babies. So I took the flow off and I put back on the bubbler. And sure enough, they're kind of territorially carving out a niche here again, which is ironically where the water used to pour in and where the bubbler is. But yeah, who knows? Finicky fish, finicky fish, finicky fish. The other thing that I need to do is I need to grab the RU2s. Or actually they're RU4s, my bad. RU4s out of here. And I need to get the Luminatus pseudomagills out of here. The orange ones, the yellow ones with the blue eyes. And then the white finned ones with the blue eyes. That one. Both those species, I need to get them to spawn because they're laying eggs all over, but they're all eating each other's eggs immediately. So there's that. There's that happy male. Quick, everyone, hide from 186. He found us. Yeah. Mick says, on our great website of the Norwegian guy, Tom Christofferson, you can find info on the true Vieja. Okay. So what, do you know what these would be called, though, Mick? Did I miss it? Did you already say it? What would these fellas be called? Or this, hopefully this one fella and a gal. Come on, turn so Mick can see you guys. So there's the happy male. Boy, he is a pretty one. I paid 25 bucks for him, so I kind of hope that, this is a pair. And then there is what I think was the only female in the tank. They've been acting as if they are a pair. Just in the sense that a lot of times McMaster I've kept in the past tear each other up for no reason, the males, as were the ones in the tank that I saw there. These two have not fought at all, but they've stayed fairly close to each other most of the time. Um, let's see here. Let's see if he answers me. Mick, hard to be exact, but many call them red shoulder McMasterite. You got a pair. All right. I appreciate your opinion so very much, Mick. I painstakingly watched them for a long time because neither of them were colored up. He was colored up maybe as much as this female is now, but this water has about 0 TDS in it. No, it's more like 80 TDS, 70 TDS. And it has some botanicals. Obviously, it has a bunch of plants. And then it has, obviously, room for the rainbow fish not to jump. But it has a lot of water turnover and a lot of areas, little huts for them to hide in, rocks, algae. And it has all the scuds that they can dream of. I've been feeding them scuds and little white worms and parameciums and also shrimp. These little grass shrimp I've been feeding them. And the grass shrimp have been living really well with the paramecium, which paramecium up close, they look like little slippers. They look like a very short worm or an oblong kind of football, a little bit longer than a football, like if you stretched a football out. And then these are the scuds that have a little bit of red and orange to them, or a bit darker color to them. And then we've got the normal scuds over here that are bright white or green or yellow or clear. There's a nice clear one right there. They don't really focus without my finger, and yeah, that's annoying. So those guys are all doing good. I wanted to report on also in here we had a bit of a cyanobacteria spike. House of Pisces, what's going on? First class fish, what's going on? So these guys, the ones, the Ameca splendens, looks like she's gonna have babies again soon. So I could not for the life of me find any of these in the wild when we went down to Michoacan and Jalisco, right where the provinces meet in Mexico, and we were on the Amica River. We were on the San Francisco River as well. Couldn't find any of them or any trace of them even in the dry season, which was a bummer. So then I got back to the United States after seeing how polluted and messed up that river was, and I thought, I gotta get some. I'm just like, they're on my brain, so I got them. And these are goodeids, and they have had a ton of babies. They've got a lot of babies in here. I mean, they're just all over when you start looking, everywhere. And they don't seem to predate on their babies at all, and the babies come out at a fairly good size. They haven't been growing very quick, but they come out at a good size. You can see there's more all over. I mean, everywhere you look, there are a bunch of these little babies. And also the peacock gudgeons, they're leaving them alone. The Beckford pencilfish, even the betta left them alone. Then over here, we've got bettas. We've got the betta imbolus. And I did something that most people would consider dumb. Maybe it's dumb. I don't know, guys. I do some dumb things. But in here, we've also got some baddest rubers. But we have... Come on out. It's okay. Along with all that nonsense, come on, come to the front. We have the Maha chiensis betta fry that got to a certain size that they were eating the other fry. So these betta Maha chiensis fry, there are about 8 of them. They started eating their siblings that were in the same tank, so I moved everybody this size or bigger in with the imbolus. Now when they get older, it'll be really easy to tell that they're a different fish. Like this guy's getting to the size where you can almost tell right away. I mean, they just look way different. The imbolus are all kind of this red with the blue, or they're the females that have the stripe, but they still have the red and blue pattern to them. Whereas these guys, the females, have little stripes. And, you know, this is the only one that's kind of confusing right here. It's a female. Uh, and then what else do we got going on? So I tried something just for my own curiosity. Fish Dreams, what's up? Good to see you. Um, you are right. Thank you. You're right again. Those are Xenotoca dodurai. I never can say that right. Dodurai. You're correct. The Ameca splendens is a variety linked that is no longer in the same. It's now a separate species. They used to be considered in the same clade or subspecies, but yes, you are right. Same with the split fin butterfly tail and the Ameca splendens. Yes, thank you for that. Also, then in here, these are the chili rasboras that were up with the shrimp for a while. They actually were eating too many of the baby shrimp. They were doing a great job keeping scuds down and all that. So I put them in this tank. Now this tank is 7.2. The difference between 6.8 and 7.2, look how washed out they've become. I'm going to need to put them in another low, under 7.0 pH tank, because they've gone from blood red and crimson to like a light pink or peach. Some of them are really washed out. So all 6 of them, they're going to have to move. The other thing that's going on in here is we've got the black chin live bears. We got a couple females that are of good size in here, adults. And then we also even have some more of the goodyids in here, because there were literally so many in here, baby-wise. And I thought, oh, they're all going to get eaten, poor things, so I moved them. And so I moved 7 of them into here. And there are also, though, more metallic live bear fry, of course. This female, without any males, has continued to pop out. So she's been, let's see if I can kind of get them to come up to the front. She's been a busy lady. She, without any males in the tank, those are all the goodyids right over there. And then the little live bears are hiding pretty well. And they don't seem to want to eat a whole lot. Like, here's another one right up front. You can tell the difference because they've got a little blue fin and the blue eye, too. But yeah, so that's... I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, look, they want to be a part of the show, guys. Look how pretty they are. Ooh, look at the lady. She's all colored up. Look at them go. Yeah, lead her into the cave. Make more for me. I've found a lot of times that my apistos or, you know, cribs or whatever, rams, a lot of my cichlids either have babies immediately, like within 2 weeks of getting into their new setup, or they don't for like 6 months to a year. Oh, she went in. Go take care of her. I'm gonna see if maybe if I back off a little bit, they'll go in. That crazy shark lady. I'm glad you think they're pretty. I think they're pretty too. Let's see here. All right. Oh, did he go in? Did he follow her? Well, he's blocking the cave, kind of. Oh, no, never mind. Super stickers, super chats. Oh my, they are fun and they help support the channel. Thanks, little bot. Fish fan bot. Okay. Ugh. And then also over here, I want to show you guys. So, Lawrence Kent brought me this 2 years ago now. And this is the Betta Malak compuncta. This thing is a big betta. It's bigger than my pinky. And it is a bulldog of a betta. Look at its mouth. It is designed to strike anything at the water top. I mean, man, it even wants my finger. Whereas the Maha chiensis Remember, we moved those down with the beta embolus. They're up here. They had babies in this 2.5 gallon tank with no filter, just peat moss and some yarn and some moss and duckweed. Yeah, just the peat moss. It's actually local peat moss too. But look at how pretty Beta mahachiensis. These are where the alien betas partially are getting their genetics from. That's what they look like in the wild, that bluish, greenish kind of hue. I think they're just stunning. Super cool fish. I like these guys too. They're less colorful, but I mean, that's black and then a little bit of turquoise. But when he was younger, he had a lot of color. And when they flare, it's nothing to scoff at. They show off pretty well. Boy, I'm excited about these guys. I sure hope they stay so happy, because clearly they're pretty lit up and happy right now. Let's see, what else do we got going on? Well, I decided that this is going to be my blue Malawa tank again. There's some of these Malawa shrimp in here that have the blue gene. And even though their tank, the blue gene tank, crashed, this is going to be attempt number 2 at resurrecting those genes. I was really almost to the point where I didn't even care, and I was like, I'm not even gonna mess with it because, like, I'm so just disappointed. But some of the blues are actually showing up really blue again on these Malawas. So I have hope. There's babies in here too. And some of the blues throw red, if you recall. And so there's some babies that are red in there. But this is like a very natural kind of yellowy female. She's pregnant and she may throw blues. So it's still at the stage where I kind of have to just let them have their babies. When pregnant, they go from blue to kind of a dull buff color like this one here. And the blue males really do stand out though. But we got quite a few pregnant ones in this tank. So I'm just going to kind of let them be in here. And I took all the beta fry out of there. Then also the swordtails, which I was hoping would get big enough for going out into the pond this year. Never did. But I have some massive of the Trigonostigma rasbora het right here, which is the newest of them, the one that's about 4 years old since it was discovered. And there's a purple rasbora morph, sometimes called the purple lamb chop. Also, there's a yo-yo loach in here to help control the algae on the moss. He does a pretty good job of that. But moreover, he eats all the baby snails that get hatched out. And then there's also some Kalitawa rainbow fish in here. There's the Kalitawa male. I think there's 2 males in here still. And then there's one random Trilineatus rainbow fish that was a fry that snuck its way in here. But there are a lot of these rasboras, and I was thinking about even putting these rasboras and like some yo-yo loaches into the big tank and giving them just like lots of room to school and move around. I don't know, I'm so torn with what to do with this tank. It's just like I have brain like freeze with what to do in this size tank. I just don't know. So I'm gonna need your help, and I'll probably turn to Discord for help. And hopefully these guys will be having a lot more babies soon. I mean, there's a bunch of these shrimp still in here like I showed you guys up top. I don't know why they're doing that. Yeah, but these are another really pretty one. You know, I'm kind of tempted to get something like black phantom tetras or hovering loaches or stiphodons or something like that, and just like putting a ton of them in here. You know, making some crazy setup that way. I don't know. And then what I was thinking here, folks, ladles and jelly spoons, I was thinking, pardon our Halloween decoration mess, But and my science lab has been taken over, and then she'll say, "That's not your science lab." Um, but here, this aquarium, it's only a 5.5 gallon, but I'm wondering if I could spawn the little guys, the neon red Luminatus, Pseudomygil luminatus, or Aru 2s, if I could fill this with very soft water and a mop and let them spawn in there, and then I could get more of them. I don't know. I don't know, guys. So that's what's going on in the fish room slash fish tanks today. You need something that will actually go after hair algae. Well, let me tell you, the Amano. Hold on, guys. Let me get you set back up. Pardon the shaking. The Amano shrimp, those will do it. The also your what are they called? The Florida flagfish, and then the reticulatus, the Siamese algae eater with the Latin name reticulatus. That's the one with the black diamond on its tail and no line down the body. Those will eat them when they'll eat the black beard algae when they're young. Mollies and platies, guppies will pick at it if they have nothing else. But those are really the best at eating blackbeard algae that are out there that I've found. You have Luminatus in a 5.5. Asya, thank you for letting me know. Do fish tanks attract bugs? Yes. Military helmet snails eat hair algae. That's good to know. Yeah, some like nearite species will, especially like the little sunthorn ones, but most eat the hard algae. And when you see them eating blackbeard algae, you think they're eating it, but they're actually eating the biofilm and the aufukes off of like other algae. They're not actually ripping the algae itself off. Xiphophorus milleri, so another, mollies, platies, swordtails. They're all actually pretty good at eating algae. They can live off algae, in fact. I was gonna show you guys. So I have this weird algae. No, there we go. I have this weird algae that is like, it's just like a fuzz. It's not even like, I don't know what to call it. It's more of a biofilm than an algae. I can cut it. I can't really get it off because it's on the moss, and it's just on the moss, but it's an algae, and it drives me nuts. Whereas you can see where those little where the autosynclus from Moonlight Aquatics, these little $12 dudes, I got them, and man, they are cleaning. Like, he'll clean that leaf without putting holes in it, which means a lot to me because for years, I crossed this Bacopa colorata with the Bacopa monieri to get this lovely little pink color, and they just would burrow holes through it. Plecos would, and so would like Siamese algae eaters. And so finally, having these little guys that are just voracious algae eaters, having them look like they're cleaning the algae right there off the glass. You can see it. You can see where he just was. But having them clean the leaves, like over there where that diamond tetra is up here, and actually getting all of that algae that you can see up here that they haven't eaten yet, getting all that off without killing the leaf, that's quite the feat. Now, somebody asked if aquariums can attract bugs, and yes, they can, because they're water, and every living thing wants water. The worst of it in my tank are the tiny little bugs, and I've done a whole episode called "What are those little white bugs jumping in my aquarium?" Are those little black dots? Those are aphids. Those are water aphids, and they need to stay near water. They can't go around the rest of the house. They came in either on a plant or something else. They have to live their life within a jump to water. And so most of them, the farthest they'll ever go is right here, or maybe if they fell down, but then they'd be in trouble. So like literally, I've never even had them spread to this papyrus relative, or even to this tank. Like, they're not even in this tank, on these plants, which is bizarre, seeing that they're this close, but they don't survive that trip. Yet look at how many there are right here on these floating salvinia plants. And you see them there, and then you'll see there's more adults right here moving up. And then there are, as well as exoskeletons. I don't know if you can see them. Let's see. Can you see them here? Exoskeletons, they're the little white or clear parts. And that is where they shed every, I don't know, 3 to 6 days. And what happens is sometimes when you have a really humid environment like right here, if you guys can make this out, those are exoskeletons on this leaf. And there are actually springtails, which if we play with the water a little bit, hold on, let's move some stuff around. Let me move things around. And we'll look at the water. Look for something jumping, folks. So see those little white dots that appear out there and they just appear and disappear and jump? Those are springtails. So those come and they will eat any fungi or bacteria that grows on the plants, and they will eat the honeydew, and they will eat the exoskeleton of these water aphids. So it's an entire ecosystem that stays in the tank. Now, the other thing that happens is they'll go onto a plant like this one here, and then their goose is cooked. I literally just have to mix it around, or I can just go boop, boop, literally sink one of those, and then the fish will come along like this angel or these tetras, and they will, especially the pencilfish, they love them. So the equus pencilfish or unifasciatus pencilfish, the rummy nose tetras, they all will eat those like a delicacy. And they'll come up, especially if I'm not near the tank, and you can hear them at night going crunch, crunch. They make this little popping noise. And it's not the insects being eaten that makes that noise. It's the jaw muscle, I believe, or like the jaw bone of the little fish. But again, I can't get enough of these guys. To me, they're like miniature plecos. They're like 1.5 inch long pleco that's totally peaceful and won't eat my shrimp or anything. So I love that about those autosynclus. And again, I want to shout out my buddy Chang over at moonlightaquatics.com. Just use the code FISHTORY10. You get 10% off, but he's already got the lowest prices in town. I mean, it's $120 with the discount code for 2.5 inch zebra plecos, the L046s, and it's like $79 for leopard frog plecos that are 2.5 inches, 3 inches. My lip is very shiny. You raise springtails on purpose. Yeah, a lot of people are raising scuds, isopods, springtails, amphipods, all that stuff on purpose. And I think that's really cool. I'd also love to get something set up on our Discord now that that's going, so that anybody who wants to share strains of live culture food, black worms, white worms, grendel worms, whatever it may be, that we get that going. And then it could be like, I'll trade you this if you have something and give me this, or it's $5 or whatever. I'm okay with that. And I have to check the like terms of service as far as that goes, like make sure we're not breaking any rules. But I want to encourage that. Like we're like the FISHTORY Fish Club online for those of you who don't have one right near you. Yeah, Johnny, good question. Is anybody raising tubifex worms? I don't even know anybody who is breeding black worms, and that's the one I really want. I could also use some new vinegar eels. My vinegar eels, it turns out they're not vinegar eels anymore. They're now planaria. So at some point they died. When I checked them out during that scud video I made, I was like, oh, they all died. So there's something in there swimming around that was tiny and like thread-like, but it was not the ones I wanted. Discord is good with the sales of live goods. That's why our local club moved from Facebook to Discord. Awesome, Nancy. Thank you for the info. Um, that is good to know. Oh, I'm glad you liked the Red Scud video, Mick. A lot of people just didn't see that. And, I think a lot of people, like thought that was a dumb video, but others loved it. So I don't know what to make of that. When I make a video and all the feedback is like, this is awesome, I love it. But then the views are like 1,000 out of 75,000 subscribers. I'm still gonna make the content I want to make. I decided that a while ago. But yeah. So I don't know. I want to encourage any of you guys who are interested in the Discord to let me know. Let me know in the chats or message me. If you want a section for blank, let us know so we can think about doing that, and we'll talk. And I also want to build up some of our mods in here if they're willing, people like Luke Wong, people like Asya or Ginger, whatever, people that I for more or less trust and have known for years. I want to start with them, and then we'll include others too. And if anybody has like, oh, I know everything about Coriolis, I have a degree, or I know lots about physics of light, like who knows? Who knows what specialists we have, but I want to make it a cross-disciplinary place where people can even publish what they're doing or, share, and like we can brainstorm and we can actually build something in the fish hobby that lasts, like has a legacy. Maybe we could even publish like, an annual journal, if people are really into it. That would be like so cool in my mind if we could take it there eventually. Yeah, we have a section for breeding reports already. Yeah, I might be making playlists for each server as well. So for like the fish breeding one, I could put all my videos related to fish breeding in one. For shrimp, we could do another one. We just have to figure out what y'all would like. A lot of people are also seemingly new to the channel and they're asking questions that are like, Alex, how can I tell if my shrimp is pregnant or when it's gonna give birth? And I'm like, I have 4 videos on that. Just search at FISHTORY and then shrimp pregnancy or shrimp birth or, whatever. And you will find whatever it is you're looking for. I have 1,900 videos. So now I need to go back over some of the videos that have like 200 views that are completely just YouTube just let them just crash and burn. And it was back when I had 200 followers or whatever. Some of those topics I'm realizing are topics I still get asked about, but nobody's finding the videos. So if you have tried a direct search, then ask me, and I'm more than happy to add it to my list. But yes, there is a lot of content already up. I need to get out of here, you guys. I'm getting all sweaty and tired. I know that's pathetic. It's only been an hour and 15 minutes, but I love y'all, and I'm gonna be around, and I'll be on the. Yes, you can always learn more. I'm excited about this because I'm excited to learn from you guys. Like, I do learn from you guys in the comments and things, but now I'll be able to see pictures. I'll be able, like we can share video. Like, there's so much more potential. I want to do what a lot of what Father Fish's platform is doing, but it does require that folks want to cooperate and want to be a part of, being active. It can't just all come from me like building it, like we need people from different backgrounds that are interested in different things. And I am so excited to learn from, like, if we have a microbiologist or if we have a soil expert or whatever it may be. Don't think that it's too far flung, because maybe stealth engineering at Boeing or Lockheed Martin, which you probably couldn't talk about. But maybe, that has something to do with how fish move and how fish go undetected, or how mormyrids communicate. Like, there's always an interesting connection to all the things we do in life. Though something will connect back to everything you do in life. I almost promise that. When I say like Father Fish, I don't mean like a gated garden. And I really, that's the thing about having the open chat for everyone being free. I really, really was tormented on whether or not to block off some of the chats. And the bottom line is, if everybody got it free for nothing, that would be the money that's currently on YouTube. And this is designed to replace your subscription on YouTube. It's designed so that you get more content, you get more interaction with me, more interaction with other experts. We have so many biologists and ichthyologists and aquascapers that are friends of the channel and things that I would like to, do videos and content with, and I have in the past. But I don't always have the answer, obviously. And wouldn't it be cool if we had the people that I call up already hanging out in the community? So um, I would say uh, that, that's the only thing that I know is going to be hard for some people because I really do think education should be free. But I'm gonna say affordable now because it's $2.99 to access 99% of what's gonna be on the website. And that's honestly it. Um, and it's stuff that you're not getting now on YouTube. So if you've been happy with the channel thus far, you're gonna continue to be happy with what you see. It's more that we're adding. It's like reference documents and lists of vetted sources and things like that that we are going to put together in one place and hopefully make an archive out of it, and also a community where we can joke around in the the not, I want to have a section that's just like for laughs and memes and smiles and fish related humor. And if anybody has an idea for merch that they want to share and they want to have me put up or something, if you guys want to vote for things like that, we can do all of that a lot more streamlined with the Discord. That's the hope. Um, but you guys, I think public education should be free, but you have every right to be compensated for your time. Well, thank you. I mean, I'm hoping that putting it at, they won't let me go any cheaper at this point in time. Yes, I know some Discords are 99 cents or $1.99, but right now, $2.99 is the lowest it will let me even set up a tier. And like I said, that's because of the Apple Store. They want 30% of every transaction, and they won't do a transaction if it's under $1. So they want their basically 33% times $3. And that means for Apple products, my $2.99 subscription ends up being $4. My $5.99 ends up being like $8.99 or $9.99. The $20 level ends up being $30. It's kind of crazy. So get mad at those companies, not me, for trying to just keep the lights on so I can keep making videos about this stuff, I hope. I mean, you can get mad at me, that's fine. But that's the idea behind this. So yeah, and also like just do it on the app, not through the Apple Store if you can help it, or do it on a desktop computer, because then you won't get charged by the Apple Store won't take 30% of your money every month for no reason. Discord will just take some of your money every month for hosting. And then the taxes will take another 30% for tax reasons. So this actually makes it, the $2.99 level makes it so I think I get $1 or so after all said and done, after taxes. I get like $1.30, I think, which is great. I mean, if we could get everybody who is a YouTube member that wants to go over there, and they quit the YouTube, I would end up making more money, and you guys would have more access to resources, tools, educational content, and fun stuff. So that's the hope, as well as things like when I get censored and my mushroom video that I'm just doing for fun every year gets me kicked off for a week. That I can put on the Discord. When I talk about war zones and people traveling through war zones and how the economic and political ramifications of what's going on around the world impact our hobby, We can talk about that without the episode getting taken down or without me having to walk on eggshells and not say the word war. Like that will get things demonetized oftentimes. So all that kind of stuff will probably be saved for exclusives on the Discord so that like hopefully I can say what's on my mind without getting or talking about, for instance, the many reproductive methods of fish. That was a video that I couldn't get around the censorship no matter how hard I tried, no matter what I said, unless I was just talking in total metaphors and euphemisms that no one would have understood. I couldn't talk about self-cloning crayfish and stuff. They basically thought I was telling people to go, do something to themselves, I guess. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out for the night. I hope if you're going over to Lucas Brett's stream, you have a good time. I think he's streaming, and I think if, whatever you're doing, if you're gonna go surfing, you're gonna go to bed, you're gonna eat breakfast, wherever you are in the world, I appreciate you and your fish. And thank you guys. Rob's, you're probably gone, but thank you for your super chats, buddy. Much appreciated. He did a stream on bettas in conflict due to humans. Can't say that another way, really, without the stream getting penalized. But it's something where he infiltrated a network in the US. And that's something I have been debating airing, is that I have done the same. I've found a group of people doing that with bettas that they're buying overseas. It's illegal. It's a felony. And I've also found and heard of people raising chana and arowana and things like that. And I'd like to do some investigative journalism on those circles of people, all and anonymously on their part. But I would like to cover that and probably put that on the Discord. Those are like some big goals, along with things like I have a new FISHTORY news episode that's going to be podcast based that should be coming out probably tomorrow, maybe Sunday. But that will be also talking about Ecuador, the Ecuadorian rainforest, and gold mining, and some of the stuff that's gone on. The carbon credit scheme I already talked about in Brazil, where over $1 billion of big US companies' money was embezzled to basically ruin the rainforest. So some of these things I want to really cover. Cover the Red Sea in Egypt. Sure, I mostly do freshwater, but I mean, we'll look at it, and definitely when we do the whole global rundown of the state of the planet and of sea creatures and marine biology, ecology, it'll get covered then for sure, as it has been in all my past years. It's usually called, the economics or the human toll on the fish, on fish or on the aquarium hobby. But there's 6 years of that I've done, and I will continue to do it. But if it gets censored, it will be on Discord. So I like that we have a backup for that. All right, you guys, thank you. Have a wonderful night. Hopefully stay tuned for the fish news and FISHTORY video, which will be audio based, so you can do your water changes and listen. And that should be coming out in the next day or two. And then a video possibly on my Sahulensis will be coming out. Oh, hello. Thank you so very much, Joe Mother. I really do appreciate that. That, like the name too. That's funny. But I appreciate that super chat. That's awesome. Thank you. And come on over to the Discord. Yeah, we'll be in the Discord partying. Woo! All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Bye. Ran through the bramble and they ran through the bushes and they